In the last video, we built a real AI booking system with Supabase powering the backend. Customers can pick a service, choose a time, and submit an appointment. The business owner can manage everything from a private admin dashboard. The system already works, but today, we're taking it to the next level. We're going to add automatic email notifications. So the moment a customer books an appointment, two things happen instantly. The business owner gets an email with the full booking details, and the customer gets a confirmation email right away. This is the kind of upgrade that makes the system feel professional, the kind of thing real local businesses actually expect from a modern booking website. I'm using the dental clinic project from the last video, but this same setup works for any booking website. Salons, barbershops, spas, clinics, coaches, restaurants, anywhere customers book a time online. Let me quickly show you the final result. A customer opens the website, picks a service, selects a date and time, fills in their details, and submits. The booking is saved in Supabase. It shows up in the admin dashboard. But now, the owner gets an email instantly, and the customer gets a confirmation in their inbox at the same time. The system is no longer just saving bookings. It's notifying both sides automatically. Let's build it. Before we start, I want to give you something that will make this tutorial much easier to follow. I created a free step-by-step guide that goes along with this video. It includes all the setup steps and everything we're going to build so you don't miss anything. You'll find the link in the description. Open it now, keep it next to you, and follow along as we go. All right, let's start with step 1. The first thing we need is a service that can send emails from our booking system. And for that, we're going to use Resend. Resend is an email service built for developers. It lets our backend send automatic emails like booking confirmations, owner notifications, and order alerts. And here's the best part. Resend gives you 3,000 emails per month for free with a daily limit of 100. So for most small booking websites, especially when you're just starting out, you won't pay anything. Let's set it up. I'll open Resend and click Get Started. You can sign up the normal way, but I'll just use Login with Google to keep it quick. I'll choose my account, click Continue, and the account is ready. Once we're inside Resend, the first thing it asks us to do is add an API key. This key is important because later our Supabase function will use it to send emails through Resend. So I'll click Add API Key, and Resend generates it for us. Quick but important note, this key is private. Don't share it publicly, don't put it in your front-end code, and never show it in videos or screenshots if this is a real project. Treat it like a password. I'll copy the key and save it in my notes for now, because we'll need it again when we add it as a secret inside Supabase. The API key is ready. Now we move to the next part, verifying our domain. We do this because we want our emails to be sent from our own domain, not from a random testing address. It looks more professional, and it helps our emails land in the inbox instead of spam. So I'll go to Domains and click Add Domain. I'll enter the domain name of my booking website, the same one connected to the project I'm using for this tutorial. For the region, choose the one closest to your users. Since I'm targeting mostly US users, I'll go with North Virginia. Then I'll click Add Domain. Now Resend gives us a few DNS records. This part may look technical, but it's actually simple. We just copy these records from Resend and add them inside our domain provider. They prove that we own the domain and allow Resend to send emails from it. In our case, we have 3 records to add, 1 DKIM record and 2 records for SPF. My domain is managed inside Hostinger, and if you followed the previous deployment video, your domain is probably there too. So I'll open Hostinger. Inside, I'll go to Domains, then Domain Portfolio. I'll search for my domain and click Manage. Then I'll go to DNS Name Servers. This is where we add the records. Now let's go back to Resend and add them one by one. The first record is a TXT record. So in Hostinger, I'll set the type to TXT. I'll copy the name from Resend and paste it into the name field. Then I'll copy the content value and paste it into the TXT value. For TTL, Resend shows auto, but Hostinger doesn't have that option, so I'll use 3600. Then click Add Record. The second record is an MX record. I'll change the type to MX. For the name, I'll copy send from Resend and paste it here. Then copy the content value and paste it into the mail server field. The priority is already 10, so I'll leave it. TTL is 3600. Click Add Record. The third record is another TXT record. Same process. Type is TXT, the name is send, paste the content value into the TXT value field, and TTL is 3600. Click Add Record. That's it for the DNS setup. Now I'll go back to Resend and click I've added the records. Resend will start checking the domain. Sometimes this takes a few minutes, and sometimes longer depending on your domain provider. With Hostinger, it usually verifies pretty quickly, so I'll wait a little bit. And there we go. The domain is verified, and Resend confirms it's ready to send emails. That's step 1 done. We created our Resend account, generated the API key, verified our domain, and our email service is fully ready. Next, we're going to connect all of this to our booking system inside Supabase. And this is where things start getting really interesting. Now we need to create the function that will actually send the emails. So I'll open Supabase, and I'll go to the same project connected to the booking website we built in the previous video. In my case, this is the dental clinic booking project. From the left sidebar, I'll click on Edge Functions. So what is an Edge function? It's basically back-end code that runs inside Supabase. And in our case, this function will receive the booking details and send the email notification through Resend. If you see the Via Editor option here, you can open it directly. If you don't see it, just click Deploy a new function, then choose Via Editor. This lets us create and deploy the function straight from the browser without touching the terminal. Supabase gives us some default starter code, but we don't need any of it. So I'll select everything and delete it. Now, this is where the guide becomes really useful. The guide isn't just a list of steps. I built it to make this whole process easier, with the exact code you need and a small customization section, so you don't have to edit the function manually line by line. So I'll open the guide, go to step 2, create the booking email function, and here you'll find the booking email function code. Before copying it, we need to customize a few values. The first one is the owner email. This is the email address of the business owner. So whenever someone books an appointment, this is where the notification will be sent. Next is the verified Resend domain. Here, I'll enter the same domain we just verified inside Resend a moment ago. And then we have the sender business name. This is the name people will see as the sender of the email. So instead of looking like a random technical email, it can show something like the actual business name. For this example, I'll use Bright Smile Dental. Now the function code is fully customized for my project. You'll also notice an optional section called Customize Email Templates. This is only if you want to change the email subject, the headline, or the message text sent to the owner and the customer. For now, I'll keep the default templates because they already work great for this setup. Now I'll copy the full function code from the guide, go back to Supabase, and paste it inside the editor. Next, we need to give this function a clear name. I'll call it send-booking-email. Quick tip, don't use spaces here. If you want to separate words, use a dash like this, or just keep the words connected. Now I'll click Deploy Function. Once it's deployed, Supabase takes us to the function page. And there's one very important setting we need to change here. I'll go to Settings, and you'll see an option called Verify JWT with Legacy Secret. We need to turn this off. Let me explain why, because this part matters. Later in the tutorial, we're going to trigger this function automatically from a Database Webhook whenever a new appointment is created. That webhook calls the function in the background, and if Verify JWT stays on, Supabase may block the request because the webhook isn't sending the kind of token this setting expects. So if we leave this on, the function will be created correctly, but the emails simply won't be sent. That's why we turn it off. I'll disable it, then click Save Changes. Now the function is ready. The last thing we need from this page is the function endpoint URL. This is the link Supabase will call later whenever a new booking is created. So I'll copy this URL and save it in my notes together with the Resend API key we copied earlier. We're going to need both in the next steps. And that's it. The email function is created, deployed, and ready to be triggered. But before it can actually send emails, we need to give it secure access to the Resend API key. Now I'll go to Secrets. This is where we store private values that our Edge function needs to use, without putting them directly inside the code. Remember the Resend API key we copied earlier? Now we're going to add it here. For the name, I'll write resend_API_key. Make sure you write it exactly like this, because the function code is looking for this exact name. One small typo here, and the emails won't send. Then, in the value field, I'll paste the Resend API key we saved earlier, and click Save. Now, our function can access Resend securely. So at this point, we have the function code, and we have the API key connected to it. But there's still one final piece missing. Right now, nothing is actually triggering the function. The function exists, but Supabase doesn't know when to run it. And this is where we use a Database Webhook. A Database Webhook simply means when something happens inside the database, Supabase can automatically send a request somewhere. In our case, whenever a new appointment is added to the appointments table, Supabase will automatically call our Edge function, and the function will send the emails. Let's set it up. I'll go to Integrations and look for Database Webhooks. If you don't see it right away, just use the search bar and type Database Webhooks. I'll open it. Now I'll click Enable Webhooks. Once it's enabled, you'll see a new tab called Webhooks. I'll open that tab and click Create a new hook. Now let's configure it. First, I'll give it a clear name. I'll call it Send-Booking-Email-Webhook. Again, no spaces. Next, we need to choose the table where new appointments are saved. In this booking system, appointments are stored inside the Appointments table, so I'll select Public Appointments. This part is important. We don't want to choose Services, Business Hours, or any other table. We only want this to run when a new appointment is created. For the event, I'll select Insert. Insert means the webhook will only run when a new row is added to the Appointments table, which is exactly what we want. We don't need Update, and we don't need Delete. For the type of webhook, I'll keep HTTP request. For the method, I'll keep post. And in the URL field, I'll paste the endpoint URL we copied from the Edge function page earlier. This is the link Supabase will call every time a new booking is created. The other settings can stay as they are. So I'll click Create Webhook. And that's it. The full automation is now connected. Let me walk you through what just happened, because this is the moment where everything comes together. When someone books an appointment, Supabase saves it in the Appointments table. The Database Webhook sees that new row. It calls the Edge function. The Edge function uses Resend, and Resend sends the confirmation email to the customer and a notification to the owner. All of this happens automatically, in seconds, without you doing anything. Now let's test it from start to finish. I'll open the booking website like a real customer. I'll click Book Online Now, choose a service, any service for this test, then pick a date and an available time. Now I'll enter the customer details. This email is important because this is where the confirmation will be sent. I'll add the name, email, phone number, and a quick note. Then I'll click Confirm Request. The appointment has been submitted. Now let's check if the emails were actually sent. First, I'll open the customer email inbox. This is the email I used when I booked. And here it is. The customer received the confirmation email. When I open it, you can see the subject. Your appointment is confirmed. The email looks clean, and it confirms that the appointment was received. So the customer side is working perfectly. Now let's check the business owner email. This is the email we added earlier inside the guide. And here we have the owner notification. The subject is New Appointment Booked. When I open it, you can see all the booking details: customer name, email, phone number, service, date, time, and note. So everything is working exactly the way it should. The booking is saved in Supabase, the customer gets a confirmation email, the business owner gets notified instantly. This is exactly what we wanted to build. Our booking system isn't just saving appointments anymore. It's now communicating with both sides automatically. And that's what makes it feel like a real professional product ready for actual businesses. If you want to build the full booking website from scratch, I made a complete tutorial for that too. It shows you how to create the website with AI, connect it to Supabase, and build the admin dashboard. I'll leave that video on the screen right now, and you'll also find it in the description. And if you want to add these email notifications to your own project, the free guide for this video is linked in the description as well. It includes the full function code, the setup steps, and everything you need to follow along. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.